Okay, welcome in everybody. Just wanted to make sure that we were actually up and running. Take my computer just a little bit to show me that we're going. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. I didn't get on and do any more raids yesterday, so I'm still looking for at least one more mushroom, which means I need to do some more raids. And all of the raids are X and then plus, not Y. Thank you, Sammy. We'll go up here. Gonna try to do enough raids to get the at least the mushrooms for, I guess, for Garbodor and Orbeetle. Not who I wanted. See if I can get my head on straight here. So we're gonna try to get the GMAX stuff ready, and then we're gonna try to blitz the mid-game gyms. As long as I don't run into anything like that Tangela yesterday afternoon that took me forever to beat, we should get through some of this pretty quick. It is nice to have all the extra candy that we need. Get the last 3 teammates fully evolved. And then we can get ready to start moving on. Pinsir. Pinsir as a 3-star. That's definitely one of the tougher 3-star raids to pull, but it's doable. Luckily, I have Slazzle on the team as well. And we're live about an hour early today because I forgot that I have sort of standing arrangements on Wednesdays. So figured I'd go from 3 to 6 so that way I could still make it to my other plans on time. Well, good. Croc has Fire Fang. I may have to bump Bugs up to Cinderace. Okay, maybe Salazzle will actually get a hit in. Alright, you jerk. Okay, we still won, so it doesn't really matter, but... that should... Yep, that resets them. One right there. Go with Kingler again. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anywhere that a wild Conkeldurr spawns, but there is the Gigalith here on the Isle of Armor that I'm going to catch for my decks. Because I don't think I'm using Gigalith in my black and white playthrough, so I won't have to worry about doing any trade evolutions there. I can just have it. Getting killed by a Magikarp. Go make sure that I don't have any mushrooms or raid dens over here. I do have a raid den over here. If anybody has any rock moves, which would definitely speed things up. Well, it looks like Solrock's actually going to attempt to attack. See if that actually happens. Yeah, I like the way I styled her. Of course, Solrock was going to actually... Yeah. Couldn't have based her off my incredibly beautiful wife. Or at least the way my incredibly beautiful wife makes her character look in this game. Okay. I will need Watts to get the fossil chunks. Still haven't gotten a broken digging paw interaction on this one. Hey, Miltank. Okay. I think looked like a lot of these were over by the dojo. Do have one in Courageous Cavern. One Max Knuckle will do the job. Or 1 max flare with the sun boost. Had it not been for the attack drop, I think Weavile would have gotten the kill there. Oh, it's just a rock. Cubone. I was like, who the heck? For half a second, I thought that was Aber. I was like, Aber's not ground type. Yeah, then we'll swing back through the forest and go do the ones on the other side. It would be nice if there was a chance for 3 mushrooms to spawn, other than, you know, the story required ones. Like just a small chance to. Let me go down and make sure that there's no raids on this other side. I think there's only 2 dens I can get to. There's that one. And that's it. There we go. And if I accidentally run into a Pokemon I need, I might as well throw a ball at them. If I intentionally run into a Pokemon I need, I might as well throw a ball at them. Go ahead and try this Ultra Ball. And let's try to go ahead and snag Concursion. Because this is what this challenge is about. Adding to the Living Dex as quickly as possible. So what I think I'll do is I will divide up what I need to catch between games, just sort of mentally. So since I'm getting Pincurchin on this one, I'll get Cramorant on the other one. I'll do the Impotent line on one game, the Hatena line on another. I'll probably get Yamper and Boltund on the other game since I got Choodle and Dreadnought here. So we'll kind of divide the workload sort of mentally between games, and then that way I don't have to necessarily rush to catch everything on this one. Make sure, because I didn't see both of the ones in the cave until I got there, so let's make sure I didn't miss anything here. There's a mushroom. So we can get Orbeetle's G-Max. Got one over here, Raid Den. Got two down that way. I've got one right over here. Three down that way. This Miltank will rain utter destruction on me. I've never really had a problem with Whitney's Mill Tank. I'm usually pretty well prepared for it. But as bulky and hard hitting as Mill Tank is, I can definitely see if you're not prepared, or if you're doing a Nuzlocke of a Johto game, I can see how Mill Tank could be an issue. I'm trying to think what else that early game would have the base attack stat that Mill Tank has. And a Legends Johto game would be very cool. Because I think definitely more than Kanto, it has a lot of lore, which Kanto does too, but Johto has like stuff that would really fit a Legends game. I think the other region with a ton of lore stacked on it is Sinnoh, and it got the first Legends game, so it only makes sense for its neighbor to the south to get one. I don't know. That might be something that they kind of buck the trend with a Legends game. And that's true too. It could be a Legends game that spans both regions and kind of has you, chasing whatever legendary story you're chasing across both regions. Suicune most likely makes the most sense. Yeah. Although I'd hate to see two versions of a Legends game. I think that's, for me, one of the appeals of the Legends games, only having the one version. Yeah. Or what is it they call the waterfall area between the two regions, the Tojo Falls? You could have Legends Tojo. Because maybe at some point in the past, both regions were basically one, and then they split for whatever reason. Okay, we've got the first ad break coming up. I'm going to go ahead and run that. We'll be back in just a few. Ooh, didn't quite one-shot. Martin Solrock just got a KO a minute ago against that pedal while I was fighting. You know, they could do technically two versions of a Legends Johto game. Have it to where you can choose where your character starts, whether you start in Pallet Town or if you start in New Bark Town, and then that kind of affects the way the gameplay works. But you eventually experience both sides of the story. Maybe like chasing Suicune across Kanto and Celebi or Ho-Oh across Johto or something. Might be a little more complex of a story than what we would normally see, but something like that would be cool. And I've been seeing rumors of a basically MMO style Pokemon game that takes place in the kind of the Japanese regions of the Pokemon world. I haven't looked into it because obviously it's just leaks, and that project could have been already been scrapped, and we just wouldn't know it. But something that allows you to travel Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Kitakami. Which would be kind of a massive leap. Toxapex. Oh, you're only level 20. Okay, let's go and I think so much of the speculation on what's coming next for all the games is going to hinge on how well Winds and Waves does. I kind of enough. I said this, I think, before Scarlet and Violet too. I think Winds and Waves could be very pivotal to the franchise continuing as it has, in a way that I don't think Scarlet and Violet were. Mainly because there will have been a 5-year gap between new regions, between traditional mainline games, that's easily the largest gap we've ever had between two new regions. I think so too. I think having time to, first of all, to let the Switch 2 come out, that I think was huge, and they couldn't really do it for Scarlet and Violet, which unfortunately kind of killed some of the hype of that game, just because of how far out the Switch 2 was from the release of Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, I think it'll be good for the series to have had that big gap with only a Legends game and then all the like GBA ports and stuff coming out. Games like Pokopia. The fact that we haven't gotten a Pokemon racing game is wild to me. Yeah, the fact that we haven't gotten a Pokemon racing game is very strange. It's like the only kind of genre that Pokemon hasn't stepped into at this point. And there would definitely be ways you could do it and make it very unique to where it wasn't, oh, it's just Pikachu on a motorcycle, like. That was one of the harder / easier 3 stars I've done. I got one over there. Centipede. Come on, man. You could always, with a Pokemon racing game, always have like a team up mechanic where you have one Pokemon that switches in for water sections of courses or flying sections or you know different stuff like that. Because ultimately, Pokemon is a game about building teams. I always feel like I have decent ideas. I'm just not a game designer, so. Go with Kingler. Yeah, you've struggled with the racing games in recent years. That's true. I think the fact that Mario and Sonic haven't invited Pikachu to the Olympics is just horrible. Am I gonna have Martin in every raid I do? He did KO the pet a little earlier, but I've basically been carrying him ever since. Okay, is the raid beam down here, or is it the other one? It is the other one. Yep, it's that one right around over there. I wouldn't mind getting a new Pokemon Rumble game. They would have to. They would have to make it to where you could shiny hunt in a Rumble game. I did enjoy the Rumble World or whatever it was on the 3DS. I thought that was a lot of fun. Um, I kind of missed out on the original Rumble on the Wii. I saw it several times when I was going through the old Wii shop, but I never bought it. So And Sammy, I know you and I have talked about this, but they ought to take the Pokemon and Me, Pokemon Refresh, Camp, Picnic, whatever gimmick, and make it its own game, just entirely where you have just get to hang out with your Pokemon, play mini games, and all that stuff. And I sort of want a new story-based Pokemon trading card game, sort of like the old one on Game Boy. I always enjoyed that. So I know I grabbed another max mushroom. Nope. Need to go into my bag. 5. Okay, so I need one more and I can do the 2 G maxes that I want for this stream. And then I'll actually try to get the others off stream this time. Let me go check warm-up tunnel and Brawler's Cave real quick. Because if I can get that 6 mushroom and get going, that'll be ideal. And Pokemon and Me is its own game. You could hook it up to home and bring in whatever Pokemon you wanted. And I haven't used the feature a lot recently, but when I first played X and Y, I was using it constantly. Okay, I've got what I need. So, well, good. Let's hit the wrong button again. Go back to the dojo. Okay, Sammy, if you could take care of that for me. First, I need to get Helga leveled up a little bit. She's kind of been lagging behind. Grav Apple, there we go. There's slowly starting to pull away as a physical attacker. Energy Ball did what I needed it to do, though. Whoa, settle down there, bugs. I did not mean to level you to 38. I feel like just based off of that little Pokédex entry, they could have made Cinderace Fire Rock. Yeah, it would have been 4 times weak to Inteleon, but then you just continue to circle around and make Rillaboom Grass Steel and Inteleon. So I'm trying to think of what all. So it would be ground, rock, water. Inteleon doesn't make sense as water ground. So let's say you make all of them have a 4 times weakness to the others. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the whole team kind of pushed up. The one Pokemon that Anakin Skywalker would hate the most. Razor Shell's cool, but no. Actually, Calm Mind on Zen would be pretty good. That'll give me a little bit of a power boost. Bug's 50, Bug Buzz is 90. Grass Knot, Sludge Wave, Spikes. Sandaconda can learn Hurricane? Okay. Not the weirdest thing ever. Really, Garbodor can't learn Poison Jab. Huh. I specifically got this for Mr. Krabs. Stone Edge in place of Headbutt. Okay, so just as soon as Zim and Crumb have their G-Max, we are going to go take on a couple of gyms. I know it took us an hour to get to this point, but that's just sort of the nature of this particular beast. There we go. Back still on side. I don't know if I need to heal, but I'm going to. And we've got ads coming up, so I'm going to run those and we'll be right back. Actually, Zim can go ahead and stay out. Really funny to have a UK-based apple Pokemon use a move that has an apple fall off of a tree onto an opponent. I don't guess I've ever seen Grab Apple in a regular battle. Or if I have, it's been a while, but that's very clever. Okay, goodbye, Hop. Ah! I really enjoy the version exclusive gym leaders. I think that was a interesting thing to do for version exclusives instead of it just being Pokemon. I am glad that your Pokemon don't start the battle confused, because that's something they could have very easily done with the way this gym challenge is laid out. I do need to go back and catch a Galarian Farfetch'd at some point, so I can go ahead and get it evolved. Get Surfetch'd. I gotta come all the way from the top on this one. And I still kind of want a game based in Galar where you can be a lower league gym leader and try to work your way up into the main gym challenge. This is definitely my best counter for fighting types. Go ahead and heal. Okay, so the next gym, I'll use Sandaconda to take out Mawile. I will use Orbeetle to take out Weezing, and then Garbodor will handle the rest. I should be able to set up on Hitmontop. Ooh, Pangoro. Actually, you know what? It'll be a neutral hit with Bug Buzz. At +3, I think we'll be alright. And G-Max the champ time. Okay, I am faster, which means I'm probably gonna one-shot. Don't do enough double battles in the main story for me to have any of the double battle moves. Revenge. Yeah, you go ahead and go up and fight Grandma, and I'll be there in a minute. Okay, B. Whatever you say. Sammy's YouTube just popped up in the chat. She does a lot of different type of gaming and her art. She has Roller Coaster Tycoon, Mass Effect, Stardew Valley. She and I have done some Project Zomboid together. And then, like I said, she has all of her art over on her YouTube channel. So subscribe over there if you want to see some fun stuff. And she also streams on Twitch every Monday, Thursday, and every other Saturday. Sammy Gene 08. She's my mod. She's always in chat. She's the one that pins my YouTube at the top. All of that kind of good stuff. So give her a follow and give her a subscribe. And also my YouTube popped up a minute ago. I was focused on the gym battle. It's got all of the Living Dex Challenge playthrough VODs, with the exception of yesterday's. I've got Project Zomboid as well. A bunch of other zombie games, Legend of Zelda, a little bit of Mario. It's kind of a good variety on mine. So that link's usually at the top of chat, and it comes up every so often in chat. So subscribe over there to catch up on what you maybe missed from the Living Dex Challenge, or even my Nuzlocks, or anything like that. Oh, okay, Peanut. Whatever you say, girl. You play with the string on the ceiling fan.
Okay.
Challenge your grandma.
You've been paid attention to. Girl?
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna go look for her mama, maybe she'll stop screaming at me.
Maybe. Sonia, are you trying to tell me that I'm going to have Pokemon get KO'd? That's just rude. Okay. Go ahead and catch the Impidimp line on this playthrough, and we'll get the Ateno line on the other one. And there's Morgrim. Let's go ahead and catch him. And I'm gonna... I'm gonna toss a Pokeball, and I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back. Let me try dust balling Morgrim. I am going to be off mic for just a minute. I'm going to do me a little bit of a late lunch real quick. I'm back. Yeah, it's a game where you play as a minor league Galarian gym leader to try to get up to the main challenge. You could choose where you wanted your gym to be located. So, like, not necessarily just in a town, although that would make the most sense. But you could also do it on, like, the Isle of Armor, the Crown Tundra, somewhere in the wild area, if it fits kind of your vibe. So we've got about an hour and 13 minutes left. I bet I can get the rock gem done as well. I will get rid of Wing Attack for Fly. Fly is a stronger move. Okay. So I'm going to let Edie lead to take on Mawile. Oh. Well, I did that out of order. That neutralizing... Nope, no neutralizing gas. So... just do a hard pivot. Hey, Sammy, do you mind making me a bag of popcorn? Okay. Now it's Mawile. Okay, good. That's what I needed. Although Garbodor could have used the speed boost from earlier. We go one more. One more level of special defense. Go ahead and heal. Okay, and now I just sweep my way through the rest of it. Okay, yeah, I easily shrug that off. That just heals health, right? Not the... Okay. I'm a little over-leveled and still had to attack twice to get the win. Well, hold on now. Yes, I know I have to head back to Hammerlock. I've also got to head back to the Isle of Armor, so, you know. Hey. Not necessarily KOing stuff for the levels, but for the EVs. All of my guys could use just a little bit more health. I think for this one I'll just get Sandaconda, and then before Raihan I'll have Cinderace and Flapple done. I wish you could use some of your Armorite ore to buy max mushrooms. But I also get why you can't do that. Definitely speed things up if I don't Dynamax when I don't need to. I was gonna say, I think the Rare Beam raid up here has a chance for own Tempo Rock Ruff, which gives me my favorite of the three Lycan Rocks, but oh yeah, I forgot on raids on this game, area of effect moves do hit your teammates. So I technically could have KO'd all three of my teammates. and still won the battle. Sure, one of my Pokemon can learn Throat Chop. Dazzle. This team just does not have a whole lot in terms of coverage. We'll go with Crabs. Practice will do enough to activate its barriers. And its barriers were small enough for the other two teammates to take care of it. And Kingler will finish the fight. There's one. This is the one Pokemon that I've seen someone get shiny in a raid den. Randomly. And it was Sammy while she was in the process of finishing up her sword playthrough. So, the only time I have seen a random raid den shiny. In almost 7 years that the game's been out. I've got one more snooze that I'm going to use. There we go. The only consistently attacking teammate of mine got KO'd. Although Wobbuffet does occasionally get a good hit in. Needed Iron Head. Okay, well, raid dens are back for a limited time. Couple this way. I am going to go check through the forest and the other cave real quick, see if any mushrooms have spawned. And then if they haven't, we'll go through and do all the raids. If they have, we will pick them and move on. That's checking the forest. If I do it right, we'll have the surf bike by the end of the stream. Okay, let's go back and check. Courageous Cavern. I had to remember what it was called. Doesn't look like we have any in the cavern. Nope, I'm wrong. We have one in the cavern.
So what's the magic again? Sorry, you know I need a bell. She didn't come in earlier.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and run these ads while I do this raid. We'll be right back. This was a good little raid team. Two over here on the side. Let's go with Hilda. we get those last 2 mushrooms, we can go ahead and go take on Sir Chester. Okay, yeah, this max overgrowth should get the KO at this point. Run rate. Okay, so we a job for the apple. Trying to think. I don't think any of the major fights have a Gyarados. There we go. And we'll head back through the forest real quick. Number 2. Damn it. There we go. Go check both the caves real quick. So if we get one more, we can always just boogie out to finish one more gem today. Okay. Can you come take over my stream and I'll go look for her? No, let me come take over my stream and I'll go look for her. Okay, everybody, I'm handing stream off to Sammy for just a couple minutes while I try to find one of our cats.
Here, you can take Mom with you, that way.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Adrian's peoples. It is I, his wife. Yeah, we're having to look for one of our kitty cats. She decided I ain't coming in. I'm just like, excuse me, ma'am. I need you to come in. Rude. Also rude. Okay. Let's beat up this rock ruff. Heck yeah. There we go. I'm not sure what my level's doing. I don't know if he wants to catch this. since I was outside, I missed a little bit. I don't think he's catching right now. He left his phone with me. I guess I could text my phone. I did not get confirmation as to whether I should catch this Pokemon or not. So we'll just, I don't know if it's on tempo. Okay, we'll just not catch it.
She's standing out in the alley.
She can bite me.
Just as soon as I got out there, she was out there.
Did you bring her in?
No, she wouldn't come to me.
Oh. I didn't know if you wanted me to catch that Rockruff.
No. Okay, I am back, everybody. Thank you to Sammy for taking over the stream for just a minute. Again, she streams on Mondays and Thursdays. Her username is SammyGene08. You can click on her name in the chat, go over her page, give her a follow. It is a lot of fun to watch her streams. Mondays, right now, she's doing Mass Effect, and will be for a while until she finishes. I think she said she's going to do Andromeda as well, so she's doing the core trilogy and Andromeda. And then Thursdays, right now, she's going through Roller Coaster Tycoon, and she is on the first expansion for that, Loopy Landscapes. So definitely give her a follow here on Twitch. It'd be cool to get her to 25 followers. It's a big milestone. And she's been working hard at it, so if you're lurking and hanging out and you're not sure about giving me a follow, which understandable, definitely give her a follow. She's very entertaining. And check out her YouTube as well. She's got some really funny Roller Coaster Tycoon stuff from on there. Not to spoil anything, but she has a roller coaster track that several actually that gave her various forms of trouble over the course of her working on them. So can definitely physical moves. Okay, that might be helpful. Definitely check that out. I just need one more mushroom. I gotta go down the hill. And I do know that anyone who's watched me for a while knows I've kind of struggled with translating my streaming content to YouTube. Part of the issue there, I'm going to catch this Dottler. Part of the issue there is editing programs on my computer. I had Clipchamp, which is the Microsoft free to use one, but the editing software itself took up like 64 gigs, so then I could only have a couple of videos on my computer at a time, which means if I had any big projects I was working on, I had no way to store those. And then I downloaded DaVinci Resolve, which doesn't take up as much room. But it's also a much more complex editing software compared to Clipchamp. And my computer does not always like running DaVinci. So that's sort of where my struggles with actually editing some of this stuff down for YouTube is coming from. Part of it is just executive dysfunction from decades of untreated ADHD. And part of it is just random depression flare-ups, you know. Just some stuff that I have to kind of navigate on a day-by-day basis. Magikarp, get out of here. But I do really want to, especially with this Living Dex series, edit down each of the games into their own video and then do one big super cut of the edited videos. I'm just trying to figure out some storage solutions for some of that. Some ways to maybe help DaVinci run better. There we go, there's that one. Let's roll through the forest real quick again. Maybe we got that last mushroom and we can go try to hustle through to get the 6th gym badge today. I need to figure out which Pokemon are in Ultra Moon only and start making plans to get those caught in other games. I don't have a spare copy of Ultra Moon and I don't have a copy of regular Moon at all, so that'll be a bit of an issue. I know there'll be some legendaries and some Ultra Beasts that I'll have to snag. So that should drop its barriers as long as Heatmore survives. Raid bosses using double team is just disgusting. Luckily the max moves don't ever miss.
Where'd you put our burgers last night?
They're in the pot with mac and cheese.
They're in the pot with mac and cheese. Okay, that works. I had to bring Magic in.
Yeah.
Wrangle the boy. Got water everywhere because he wouldn't just come out.
Of course.
So I got that cleaned up. Had to wrangle the girl. Got the 4 fed that I don't have to
Fight with right
hold.
now, yeah.
Got her put on the couch with me. She ate all but like that much.
Good.
But I only did half a spoon of their dinner food.
Uh-huh.
And then a full treat spoon. So
Okay. As long as she eats.
she ate.
Wait, did they reset? Or did I just miss one over there? I just missed one over there. That's about right. See, I don't have... It doesn't look like I have any over here.
I'm just gonna warm up the mac and cheese on the stove with the burgers in it.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Go back up to Digging Paw. I didn't see the one behind the tower over there. Poke in here real quick. Make sure. Okay. Okay, last set of ads. I'm gonna run those. We'll be right back. Okay, let's go through and check. Do a mushroom check. Okay, so my purple beam looks like it's in the desert. So we'll boogie on back there. Okay, with less than 10 minutes left, I don't think I make it to the 6th gym today. So we will just clear some more raids, try to get as many of the mushrooms as we can, which will make things easier. Okay, tomorrow during Sammy's stream, while I'm watching her, I am going to go ahead and run some of these raids to see about getting the rest of the mushrooms I need. Oh, hi, Magic. Let's go into the forest. It looks like we have at least 3. Takes less time to sit through the Dynamax animation than it does through everyone fainting. Go. That is Sandaconda done. Hello. Well, I thought there was a raid beam over here. No, I guess I was looking in the wrong spot when I was looking at it. Yeah, I've got enough to get Sandaconda's G Max, but I don't have enough time to actually make any real progress, so I'm just gonna do raids for the rest of the time. I've got three back at the main area. One right there, one right there. I know there was one. Hi, Rockruff. Oh, that's the one over on the mountain that I didn't get when I was up there. Because I wasn't sure if I was doing another pass or not. Go ahead. I think I have just one in the cave. This is a 3-star. This will be the last one I'll be able to do tonight. Yeah. I like my weird little bird apple dragon.
I like apple. Too. Sitting out there waiting for Matt.
Yep, this will definitely be the last one I can do. That's okay. Got to start on the next G-Max Pokemon. we'll be able to get Sandaconda, who's going to be my main counter in the rock gym. I'm going to semi-do my usual tactic of rotating around teammates against peers. And then I'll probably use a combination of Flapple and Kingler for Raihan. And we got that done with just about a minute to spare. I just want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out today. Made some decent progress today. Hopefully, other than getting Urshifu, I should be done with the Isle of Armor by the time we get ready to stream tomorrow. I should have all the mushrooms and stuff that I need. Yeah, we'll go ahead and save right next to this Choodle. And again, I appreciate everyone hanging out. I want to get mugged by the Choodle. Let's see if we have any raid friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and go here. And we'll be back tomorrow at normal time. And then I'll let you know tomorrow about whether or not we're doing a stream on Friday. So, I hope everyone has a good one. And until tomorrow, have a good night.